Welcome to the Hooded Lid. Welcome to my channel. Have you ever gone through a period where you're having good makeup days, good makeup days, good makeup days, and ooh, bad makeup day? It's okay. I mean, not every day is going to work, especially if you're testing out new stuff. And then another bad makeup day, then another bad makeup day, and you start to wonder, am I ever going to have a good makeup day again? I'm kind of going through that, and that could largely be because I'm testing out foundations that are oxidizing on me and I feel like I'm looking orange all the time. So I wanted to sit down and guide you through a little bit of a process for when you need to build your confidence again and kind of reset and get a good makeup day under your belt before you start experimenting again. And experimenting is what it's all about. It's fun to discover new things and try new techniques. That's how we get better. But sometimes we need to pull that back. Today's going to be that day. Always go for foundation that you love. I love these BECCA Skin Loves. They have terrible colors on these, so I have to get something extraordinarily light. This one, because this mid-tone thing is incredibly orange. I will never stop complaining about orange foundations. I don't know any orange people. This must stop. I've mixed a couple of colors together and I got something like this, which in the monitor is still looking too yellow. But if I lighten it up anymore, it'll be too light. So we're just going to go for it. And already I'm thinking, well, this might not be a good makeup day. I love putting this on with my fingers. I've already sunscreened and that's been sitting here for a long time. And I didn't do my usual moisturizing and whatnot because I already shot this today and it looked horrible because I didn't get enough of the light color in. So I'm starting over. And I just didn't feel like doing all my skin products over again. I put some on this finger so I can, on that fingers, so I can just go for it. I like the way this looks when you blend it in with your fingers. I like the way most foundations look when you blend them in with your fingers. I just think they look a little better. The warmth of your fingers with the warmth of your hands, I just think blends, makes for a very nice blend. This particular foundation, and you can see I'm kind of just rubbing because it is a little bit thick, but it just melts into the skin if you give it a little bit of a rub. I don't mind this one underneath my eyes. And this particular foundation I find builds really, really nicely. My light here is not perfect, so I'm going to do the full look around to make sure I haven't missed anything. I do think the color's a little off. I'm going to pull a little bit down my neck, but you can see, I hope, why I'm kind of obsessed with finding transfer-proof foundations so I can get everything to kind of work together. I don't put much right under the neck because your neck is a natural umbrella and it's usually lighter than everything else. And I'll pull a little bit down on my chest, but this is not transfer proof, so it's just more than anything to kind of feather it and take a little edge off of the redness on my chest. If I go any further, this will end up on my shirt, and as it is, super good chance it's going to end up on my shirt anyway. Okay, not so bad. And a little bit of concealer, just a touch, because this foundation has already kind of given me what I want, but I want a little bit more. There's a little bit of darkness going here, I'm trying to move fast because, whoa, that would have been a mistake. There's blue eyeshadow on that. Okay. Trying to go fast because I just, my battery was dead and I charged it a little bit, but not until it went green. And I have a bad feeling that it might stop. And I just put this concealer very precisely where I need it. And then melt it in with the heat of the finger. Don't go nuts with it. I think I need a little bit more on this side. Yep, just a teeny, 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 teeny bit. You have to, I believe you have to know when to leave well enough alone when you have problem areas. And the eyes are a problem area for me. Because I'm so used to seeing it, I don't even recognize anymore what a hot mess my eyes are. I want this to set up for a few minutes before I go ahead for blush. So let's do, I've already done my brows. So let's do a little powdering of the lids and we'll go into some shadow. For shadow, I'm going to use the Tropic palette, which I love the first two rows on the Tropic palette. I do not love the second, the final row, which was just released as a mini. And I think for hooded girls, it's not such a great palette. I like this because the tones, well, first of all, there's a couple of different colorways here, varying degrees of neutrals, pinky, peachy, and kind of mustardy as well. So there's a couple of different colorways you can get out of this, but they just fall in more of a natural look for me because it's color, but it's not intense, deep color. And that can be hard for me to handle unless I'm doing a look, you know. The look I'm going for today is pretty. Really simple. Sometimes pretty is hard to do. And just really, 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 really light hand. Kind of actually buffing it. So light. I like these colors because my eyes are hazel. And I find that when I use pinks, it kind of brings out the greenness in them. And then look straight ahead to see how much is showing on the hood, because I do want some of this color to be on the hood so it's visible when my eyes are open when I'm speaking to people. I think that's going to be it for the eyes. A little bit of liner. I like the Pat McGrath listed above, because I can't remember what it's called, bronze something. I like to do the tight line with this because it makes the lashes look a little bit thicker. And a little bit of mascara. I'm doing a little sample size of the Hourglass. I really do like this. Caution, I have the Hourglass Film Noir, which has been my favorite for years. It's the first mascara I ever came across that doesn't smudge and doesn't flake and it doesn't look scary. You get a natural look with it, which is what I prefer. This is a little bit more of a fluffy look, which I don't mind, but it's not clumpy. Well, as I'm saying that, I'm clumping up right here. Whoa. Kind of work to separate that out a little bit. I'd say eyes are probably done, and now I'm going to do a little bit of setting before I go into blush, and I'll be right back. All right, back. I did that off camera just because I'm a little worried about the battery. A little blush. This is, the pan fell out, so I have to hold it up. But this is NATASHA DENONA in Strawberry, and this is like, you know, that go-to color. Everybody should have a go-to blush color that just feels right. It feels like them. And this is the color for me. I love to play with blush and experiment with different formulations and different colorways. But if I just don't know, this is where I go. And when you have consecutive bad makeup days, you have to go with the things you know, the things that work for you always. This foundation, it works for me. It's not great for summer because it is kind of thick, but I like the way it makes my skin look. This always works for me. You can hear this. I need to glue this back. A little bit of highlighter. I don't highlight every day, but I feel like I need the love. And I just put it where I naturally have a little glow anyway. This is not a matte foundation, and that is where I'm getting some glow, and I'm just emphasizing it. And this is a very nice color for me. I think you can probably go big with this highlighter, but I just use 2 little dabs. I don't re-squeeze it every time I use it. I open it, squeeze it until I see the head is expanding a little bit, and then I lock it. And then I use it until it's dry. So the look is really just the teeniest bit of glow. Again, it's something that I know works for me. So now I just need to, I think, do some lip. I'm not really a bronzer girl. I don't think bronzers look that hot on me. They usually look too yellow or too dark. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's the color of like baby diapers, dirty diapers. Do you know what I mean? A little mustardy. I'm not going to bother with overlining or trying to fix the shape of my lips. I'm just going to put some of this on and then rub the lips together aggressively, which is not pretty, so I'll probably cut away from this. This is something I learned from Mary Greenwell, who's a professional makeup artist. If you don't know who she is, you should do a little search. But I find when your lips are uneven, sometimes when you just put something on and rub the lips together, it kind of evens everything out on its own. And this is a great color for me. It's a Your Lips But Better, brings a little bit of life into the face. And if you want to have a little fun, I feel like I'm pretty much done. 2 things. This little shimmer color here, I really like. So I'm going to put this on the lids, just a teeny bit. It's not an outrageous shimmer, it's not a sparkle, it's not a glitter. It just gives you a little bit of life, a little bit of reflection. I think is really pretty. And my final trick, if you feel like you look a little too makeup-y, I know a lot of people like to do the MAC Fix Plus or something like that, but I'm not wearing a lot of powders. I just powdered the forehead. The cheeks I don't like to be shiny. Above the lip, a little on the chin, where the glasses go, and a little under the eye, just because I don't like shine under the eye, because it calls attention. Warm up my hands, make sure they're clean, and just lay them on the face. And this really does 2 things. I don't know if you can see the reflection on my hand from that, but it takes off a little bit and it melts things in as well. And take a look. To me, this just made it look really natural. And do the neck as well. It's starting to get warm, so it might get shiny in a minute. Voila! It's not what I'm doing that matters. What matters is going back to the basics, going back to the foundations that you know work for you and that make you happy, and you use them over and over and over again, but you just kind of got off track and you haven't used it in a month or something. Using a blush that you know, whenever in question, what color am I going to use? I'm not sure about the eye, I'm not sure about the lip. Go for something that just always looks like you. It looks right on you, it makes your eyes sparkle a little bit, and it doesn't feel awkward, and very little risk of over applying is always a good thing. For eyes, go for the neutral colors that suit you. They don't have to be neutral browns or taupes or warm colors. For me, neutral pinks and peaches I really like for my skin tone and for my eye tone and my hair color as well. And a color for the lips that brings a little life to you. But again, this is what I prefer. You do you, but bring out the things that work for you over and over and over again. If you've had some consecutive not so great makeup days, just to do a reset, give you a little confidence before you continue on with your exploration and trying new things. So that's it. That's just a little makeup look from me, something I really like. It makes me feel comfortable, makes me feel confident. I hope it might have inspired you a little bit. I want to thank you so much for coming. I hope you might have learned something, and I hope you come back again. Until then, I'm wishing you a great day.